Hello everyone, it's Peter, your personal face exercise coach from Face Aerobics. Today I'm going to start updating exercises for Series 2. Now as you know, there is Series 1, Series 2, Series 3 and now Series 4. And when the gym is launched, note, it is not launched yet. People are asking me where it is. It's not launched yet. But when the gym is launched, Series 4 will be in the gym. It's just taking me a little bit of time to get it all together because I'm doing new videos and then I have to edit the videos and it's quite a big job. So it will be done soon and I will be able to let everybody know when the gym is going to be ready. But what we're doing today is that we are updating Series 2 exercises. Now what I found with the first exercise in Series 2 in the forehead exercise is that sometimes when I'm not actually concentrating when I'm doing it, it is very easy to frown and it's very easy to push like this into the muscle and try to do the exercise like this. Now clearly that is not good. What you're doing there is that if you're not concentrating, you are going like this, but you are creating more wrinkles when you do this. Now whenever you are doing anything to do with face aerobics, you have to isolate the muscle and you have to be very, very focused on that muscle that you are practicing or working or exercising. And this is the main thing with the face aerobics program, is that there are many, many things going on as you do these exercises. So you're focusing, you're visualizing, you're releasing. It'll be coming soon. It's a new thing that we're going to add. You know, all of these things that you need to be doing. So this is why you need to be very present and very focused when you are doing the exercises. Now I do say to people, try to do them in the morning when you're laying in bed and try to do them in the evening when you're laying in bed. Now that doesn't mean to say that you do them in the morning and the evening. What I'm saying is that you'd either do them in the morning or do them in the evening. Now the reason why I try to get you guys to do this is so that you can start to focus on what you're doing. Now there is an element of where you have to learn for a while what you're doing. So you might start off in front of the mirror first, then you'll go on to the exercise along with me series and you'll exercise along with me for a while, and then after a while, maybe in your second round or third round of doing the exercises and all the series, you might start laying in bed and doing them. It's a gradual process and it really is, it is a process that we have to go through, because facial exercises are not something that you are going to have work overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. So leading up to all of this is why I'm trying to say to you with this exercise is this is a classic exercise where we can do it wrong and where we could create more wrinkles. So when you do this exercise, you place your fingers onto your forehead and your little fingers go right across the corrugator muscle. Now the corrugator muscle is responsible for the frowning, and anytime you're feeling, thinking, you know, you might be questioning something and you're frowning, or you're angry, you might be frowning, you're at the sun, you're frowning. This is the muscle that is responsible for frowning. So when we do this exercise, we need to keep our middle fingers together. Okay, and that will then give you the idea of how to do the exercise correctly. Then you lay your fingers over the corrugator muscles, over the end of them, and you just lightly pull them apart. And just be aware, very aware of this little tingling sensation here. Now I say lightly, I don't say stretch them apart, you know, so they're really stretched. I just say lightly pull them apart. And when I mean that, what I mean is you're actually just putting pressure on it so that they will not fold in on themselves when you do the exercise. So see how I've got my fingers together. I'm placing my fingers. Now see where I've got my thumbs. All right, my thumbs are over the top of my head, and that is for focusing and for anchoring. So just lightly pull them apart, and it's really just pressing down. You don't even have to stretch it or anything. You just press down really firmly. And the way you do this is just press and plant. Now the press and plant technique is here, so go ahead and have a look at that afterwards. And what I want you to do is when you finish watching this video, I want you to have a look at all these other videos that I show you. So there's the press and plant technique, there is the 5 principles of face aerobics, there is the lift and squeeze technique. So there are all these techniques that go along with the program. Okay, so after you finish this, go ahead and just click up at the end of the video, and you'll find all of those videos there. So just do that for me, and then if you haven't watched them, go ahead and watch them, because they're central to the success of you having success in the program. So place your fingers together. Okay, press your fingers down just gently, and as you're pressing down, they will pull apart. Now what you do is you try to frown. And as you try to frown, you are pressing and planting your little fingers so that they won't frown. Now it's like a micro movement, okay? This is like, if you're not sort of pushing down like this. What you're actually doing is a micro movement, right? Holding, pressing, and then trying to frown. Now the only thing that should be moving is that corrugator muscle. These muscles here, and I'll get Dorian and I'll show you these muscles, and we all, I've showed you before, but here is the corrugator muscle, and this is the muscle that is responsible for frowning. And it's only a tiny little frown, but geez, a tiny little muscle, sorry, but geez, it causes us a lot of problems with wrinkles here. Now, as I indicated to you last week, these areas on our face are all related to our emotions. And this is the reason why sometimes it's hard to get rid of these lines on our face, because we're constantly in a state of emotional flux. Now this is the thing with emotions, is they're always with us. You cannot get rid of them. Whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're even neutral, that is still an emotion. So this is why the wrinkles stay around a lot. And once you start releasing those emotions, then the wrinkles will start to fade and your face will start to relax. And as I indicated last week, that's what happened to me. A lot of my success is because I had released a lot of the problems I had through the facial exercises. And as I said to you last week, I will be working, especially in the gym, with this information. It is really new information, so it's all coming to me, and I will be creating another process through your facial exercises to make them more powerful and to help you feel more empowered in your life. So it's a very exciting thing that I'm working on. So this is the reason why we still have these frown lines. Now, I still have frown lines here. Now, you can't see them on the screen because of the lights and all the rest of it, but I still have frown lines here. And I am desperately trying to get rid of them as well. And I have been working on them for so long now with my facial exercises, and I'm feeling like they are starting to fade. Because this muscle is so strong, back to the muscle, because it's so strong, you do have to press really, really firmly, okay? Now the muscle is really strong because it loads a lot of stuff behind it. So behind that muscle is a lot of emotion. So because there's a lot of emotion behind that muscle, then it's going to be harder to get you to get rid of it, get rid of these lines. And if you can understand it in that sense, that it's what's loaded behind, the emotion loaded behind that muscle is what's causing the actual wrinkles as well. Now, I'm not saying that it's the only thing, because physiologically, also the muscles do crease, the skin creases, and they do go into a fold, very much like a scar. And this is the problem with wrinkles once they are formed, is they act like they're very much like a scar. So they're very much harder to get rid of in that sense. If you think of a scar on your face, well, they're very hard to get rid of, and it's the same with a wrinkle, and that's often how they are described. So, there's a lot of work we still have to do with this. So just recapping, fingers together. So do it with me, just do it with me, and then you'll get used to doing it. So fingers together across the line here. Now this is where the main wrinkles are when you do this, if you're not isolating. So across the line, right in the center of your forehead, your middle fingers are together. Place your pointer fingers at the top of your forehead. Place your ring fingers right up against the middle, and then your little fingers right on the edges of your procerus, and then press using the press and plant technique. Okay, and then just try to frown. Now, it's just a tiny little movement. If you're doing really big movements, it's really going to be difficult to isolate that muscle. But if you just do a little micro movement, it's going to help. So guys, I hope that's helped you today. I hope it's something that you will be able to use when you go to the next series, well, series 2. If you're on it now or when you're going back to it, hopefully you remember that it's just a little micro movement. It's not a huge movement. And that's the thing about the muscles, is because they are small, you can do little micro movements as well. And they will be just as effective as doing the bigger movements. But it is a tiny little muscle. I mean, it's only, look, even on here, you can see how small it is. It's only a very tiny, tiny, tiny little muscle. But a very powerful muscle, as I've said. But it's only a very, very small muscle. Alright guys, so the other thing is, please do remember to subscribe to the channel, because it's subscribing to the channel that you will get all these great updates and all this great information, and it's free information, and it is free to subscribe. So please do feel that you can subscribe and and get these updates. Now when you do subscribe, there's a little bell next to the settings wheel then you actually press the button to subscribe. Now that little bell will tell you how YouTube is going to deliver the information to you when I upload a video. So if you would like an email, please do click on that little bell and ask them to send you or to be notified by email. And that way you will be notified each time that I upload a video. It's so much better than just having it in your feed, because sometimes we're so busy we forget all about it. So this is the better way to do it. Also, please do like my videos, because if you like my videos, it actually helps me grow up into the world of YouTube, and it's absolutely fantastic to see all the feedback that you get through a liking and seeing the likes on the video. And I do appreciate everybody who does that for me, because it really does help the channel grow. Alright guys, well, you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Bye.